Hey Confluence Church, I hope you're doing well on this Good Friday. I have one question for you. Are you ready to rumble? Well, that's not my real question. That just comes from me being a pro wrestling fan through junior high and high school. It's dwindled since then, but you can thank my mom who got me hooked when I was a kid. I have a story to tell from pro wrestling that makes me think of today, which is Good Friday. It's a story of reconciliation, of fatherhood, and victory. And this all comes from the pro wrestler known as the Ultimate Warrior. Back in the late 80s, he had just a cool look about him. He was the epitome of energy. He would come running out of the locker room to the ring. He had huge muscles, tassels on his arms, his face painted, wild hair all over the place. I wouldn't know anything about that at all. He would run to the ring, shake the ropes, destroy his opponents, win championships. Pretty great career. But in the meantime, he was so new to pro wrestling that he would accidentally injure his peers, his colleagues, by doing maneuvers incorrectly, that sort of thing. And so there was a lot of bad blood between the Ultimate Warrior and the rest of the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. And then there were a lot of contract disputes between the Ultimate Warrior and the organization. So there, after his heyday, there was a time where you didn't hear anything about the Ultimate Warrior at all. He just kind of disappeared. Just about 2-3 weeks ago, something really neat happened. Somehow, there was reconciliation between the Ultimate Warrior and the WWE, the CEO of the WWE. They were able to reconnect and to extend grace toward one another, to forgive one another. And so, the Ultimate Warrior was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, where he gave a rousing speech. He was able to participate the next day or two in the yearly WrestleMania event for the WWE, and then the following day he was able to partake in the weekly taping of WWE's Monday Night Raw, which is a wrestling program. He was able to give a great speech to his fans. One thing that was really cool is that they were able to reconcile. They were able to come together and make things right. Another thing that was really cool during that Hall of Fame speech that the Ultimate Warrior gave, he reflected on his career. And then he had his two daughters in the audience. And they were young, maybe 7 and 10 years old. He looked at them and he said, "I've done a lot of great things, but the most awesome thing I can ever do is to be your father." That really got my heart. That was pretty awesome to hear that. And then another thing that was really eye-opening is this, that the Ultimate Warrior, when he had that last taping for the WWE's Monday Night Raw where he thanked his fans, the following day at an Arizona hotel he had a heart attack and he died. But he was able to be reconciled. He was able to acknowledge just his love for his kids. And then victory, he couldn't find victory because ultimately there was death. He passed away. Now what I'm thankful for about Good Friday is this. In Jesus we have reconciliation. He makes things right between a holy God and unholy people. And also, as our Father in heaven, He's adopted us as His kids. He's crazy about us, and He believes the same thing, that the most awesome thing that He can do is to be our Father. And where the victory comes in, a victory that the Ultimate Warrior could never have this side of the grave, is that Jesus provides the victory by defeating sin and death. And that happens on Resurrection Sunday. As we go through the rest of today, which is Good Friday, I want to encourage you to reflect on the intense sacrifice that Jesus went through, the pain and suffering and humiliation that He went through by being hung on a cross and killed. He took all of the weight of all of our sin on Him. It should have been our punishment. Yet Jesus took it for us. And then 2 days later, Jesus rose from the dead, showing to the world and to Satan, I have defeated sin, I've defeated death. I am the victor. Man, we have reconciliation. We have a Father in heaven who loves us, and because of Jesus, we have the victory. I want to wish you a great rest of the day. God bless. Take care. We love you.
You are marked and reviled.